She's free, independent, powerful. She can vote, she can lead, she can walk alone at night. She owns property, makes money, makes decisions. She's breaking ceilings, building empires, speaking up. But inside, she's exhausted, disoriented, lonely. No one told her that freedom could feel like drowning, that in chasing everything, she might lose herself. Burnout is normal. Confusion is constant. And behind every polished, empowered smile is a silent scream. So here's the question no one dares to ask. Is this liberation? Or just a new kind of invisible cage? Because yes, the chains were removed, but they were replaced with expectations. Be strong, but soft. Be successful, but feminine. Be independent, but never intimidating. The roles didn't disappear. They just evolved into pressure. Now she's not just a mother or wife or daughter. She's everything, all at once, expected to hold the world together while pretending she's fine. And somewhere along the way, she forgot who she was before the performance began. So we ask again, what is the cost of modern empowerment? And why, in the age of so-called freedom, do so many women feel more lost than ever? She was once told to obey, to stay quiet, to serve, support, and never overshadow. Her worth was measured in sacrifice, her silence praised as virtue, her rebellion condemned as madness. But the world changed, and the rules didn't vanish, they reversed. Now, she's told to lead, to dominate, to lean in, hustle, build, rise, conquer. From the shadows of submission, she was thrown into the spotlight of performance. Be a boss, be a mother, be irresistible, be educated, be spiritual, be productive, be everything at the same time. And if she can't, she feels like she's failing at being liberated. But here's the brutal truth. This isn't freedom. It's overcompensation for centuries of erasure. It's not empowerment rooted in essence. It's compensation wrapped in exhaustion. She's not just breaking glass ceilings. She's bleeding on the shards, silently. Because no one told her that trading one cage for another is not evolution. It's illusion. The chains may be gone, but the pressure is heavier than ever. And behind the applause, the titles, the "You Go Girl" slogans, is a woman burning out, trying to prove she deserves the freedom she was promised. Empowerment without grounding becomes performance, and performance without authenticity becomes suffering. So the question isn't, can she do it all? The question is, why does she feel like she has to? She was once the nurturer, the caregiver, the emotional anchor of the family, a daughter, a wife, a mother. But now, she's also the CEO, the provider, the decision maker, the warrior in the boardroom, the protector in a collapsing world. She didn't just add roles, she inherited a battlefield. And everyone applauded her rise. They called it progress. They called it equality. But no one paused to ask, how is she supposed to carry all this alone? Because while her responsibilities expanded, her emotional blueprint didn't. No one taught her how to shift between masculine execution and feminine flow, how to hold power without losing softness, how to lead without hardening. She was told to do it all, so she did. But in doing so, she lost herself. The structure that once confined her may have been limiting, but it was still structure. Now she's floating in chaos, control traded for confusion, tradition replaced by expectation, identity lost in a sea of performance. She's expected to be gentle but assertive, empathetic but unbreakable, independent but nurturing. And the truth, that contradiction is killing her, not physically, not publicly, but silently, deep inside her sense of self. This is not a war of gender, it's a war of psychic balance, and most women are caught in the crossfire. trying to become everything, and ending up no one. Feminism changed the world. It shattered silence. It brought justice. It gave women a voice, a vote, a seat at the table. But along the way, something subtle happened, something almost invisible. The fight became the identity. She wasn't just fighting for freedom. The fight became who she was. She became the challenger, the rebel, the resistor, and she had to. Because for generations, no one else was listening. But now, the battle lines have blurred. The world has changed. Not perfect, not equal, but different. And suddenly, no one is oppressing her anymore. Yet she still feels angry, still feels the need to push, to prove, to protest. Because when your entire identity was built on resistance, peace feels like disorientation. If she's not fighting patriarchy, not smashing ceilings, not proving her strength, who is she then? The strongest women are not the loudest. They are the most rooted. Rooted in what? In self. In wisdom. Not just reaction. In power, not performance. But that's the part we forgot to teach. We taught her how to rise, but not how to return. How to fight, but not how to feel whole once the fight is over. So here's the question: feminism never finished. Who is she without the war? Who is she when no one is telling her who to be? Who is she when she finally stops fighting? And the answer? She's not lost. She's not broken. She's becoming. They told her liberation meant climbing higher, running faster, doing more, beating men at their own game. And she did. She chased titles, conquered careers, broke records and stereotypes. But somewhere along the way, she broke herself. Because true freedom isn't found in masculine striving. It's found in feminine being. Not in proving she can carry it all, but in realizing she never had to. Not in becoming equal by mirroring masculine energy, but in honoring the quiet, powerful essence she was told to suppress. Liberation isn't about external achievement. It's about inner integration, bringing the warrior and the nurturer into balance, letting the protector and the priestess coexist, letting her rest without guilt, speak without shrinking, and live without performing. Because she was never meant to be just strong. She was meant to be whole. And maybe the deepest wound isn't that society oppressed her. It's that she learned to oppress herself to fit into the new mold of empowerment, the grind, the hustle, the aesthetic, the approval. But what if you stopped? What if you didn't have to prove anything anymore? What if you didn't need to be better, faster, stronger, to be worthy? What if your power was never in what you do, but in what you are when you're still? This isn't weakness. This is reclamation. The return to the forgotten feminine, the quiet knowing, the sacred pause, the unapologetic softness. This isn't about slowing down. This is about waking up. You've spent your life trying to earn what was already yours, trying to be strong enough, smart enough, soft enough. But what if I told you, you were never broken? You were just living someone else's version of freedom. You weren't lost. You were redirected, rewritten, reduced into roles and rules that didn't belong to you. But here's the truth they never told you. You don't have to earn your place. You are the place. You are the power. Not because you've achieved enough, but because you've remembered enough. Remembered your essence, your rhythm, your root. This journey, it's not about rebellion anymore. It's about returning to what's real, what's sacred, what's quietly, wildly yours. So let me ask you this. What part of yourself have you silenced in the name of strength? And when will you let her speak again? If this message stirred something inside you, if it cracked open a forgotten part of your soul, Don't let that moment fade. Like, comment, share, subscribe, not for numbers, but for the movement, for the inner revolution that begins with one brave voice, yours, because the world doesn't need more perfect women, it needs more real ones. And maybe, just maybe, you're ready to come home to yourself.